Once upon a time, in a kingdom where the sun painted the sky with the colors of dawn and the air was fragrant with blooming flowers, there lived a princess named Alara. She was known far and wide not just for her beauty, but for her extraordinary sensitivity. Her keen awareness of the world around her set her apart from others in her royal lineage. While her sisters reveled in the grandeur of their palace, Alara often found herself captivated by the smallest details. The way the morning dew clung to the petals of a rose, the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, or the soft melodic chirping of birds at dawn. Alara's sensitivity was both a blessing and a burden. It allowed her to empathize deeply with those around her, to feel their joys and sorrows as if they were her own. Yet, it also made her acutely aware of discomforts and disparities that others seemed blissfully ignorant of. While her sisters would glide through life with a carefree spirit, Alara often found herself troubled by the plight of the less fortunate, the pain of the lonely, and the struggles of those who felt unseen. One fateful evening, a storm brewed over the kingdom, dark clouds rolling in like a warning. The winds howled, and rain lashed against the castle walls. As the tempest raged outside, a knock echoed through the grand hall of the palace. The king, curious about the visitor, ordered the gates to be opened. Standing before them was a young woman, drenched and shivering, her hair plastered to her face. She claimed to be a princess from a distant land, seeking shelter from the storm. The king, though skeptical of her claims, took pity on her and invited her inside. The young woman was offered warm clothes, a hearty meal, and a place to rest for the night. As she sat among the royal family, she shared tales of her homeland, her voice a soft and soothing melody amid the chaos of the storm. In her heart, Alara felt a kinship with this stranger, sensing a depth in her words that resonated with her own experiences of longing and resilience. However, as the night deepened, the king, ever the pragmatist, decided to put the young woman's royal status to the test. He instructed the servants to prepare a bed for her, but not just any bed. A bed piled high with 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds, to be topped with a single pea. The king believed that only a true princess, someone of true sensitivity, would be able to feel the discomfort of the pea beneath the mountain of bedding. Alara watched with a mix of intrigue and concern as the young woman was led to the room. She could not help but feel that this test was unfair. What if the girl was simply weary from her journey, her senses dulled by exhaustion? What if she could not feel the pea, not because she lacked sensitivity, but because she was overwhelmed? As the night wore on, Alara found herself unable to sleep, her thoughts consumed by the young woman's plight. She had always believed that true sensitivity went beyond mere physical awareness. It was about understanding the subtleties of emotions, the nuances of human experience. The young woman had already shown such grace and strength in her vulnerability, and yet, here she was, subjected to an arbitrary test that could define her worth. In the early hours of dawn, the storm subsided, and the first light of day crept through the castle windows. The king, eager to learn the outcome of his test, summoned the young woman. When she emerged, her eyes were heavy with fatigue, and her face bore the marks of a restless night. "I could not sleep," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "There was something beneath the layers, something that disturbed my rest." The king's eyes widened, and he exchanged glances with the queen, who looked equally astonished. Alara, however, felt a swell of admiration for the young woman. It was not merely the pea that had disturbed her. It was her innate sensitivity, her ability to perceive the smallest of discomforts even amidst the overwhelming softness of the mattresses. As the realization sank in, Alara stepped forward, her heart racing with the desire to speak. "You are indeed a princess," she declared, her voice steady and clear. "Not because of a test, but because you possess the awareness that allows you to feel what others cannot. Sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a gift that connects us to the world and to each other." The young woman smiled, her eyes sparkling with gratitude, and in that moment, Alara knew that the true test of a princess lay not in her ability to endure discomfort, but in her capacity to understand and embrace the subtle intricacies of life. In the days that followed, the young woman, whose name was Leora, became a cherished member of the royal family. Ilara and Leora formed a bond that transcended the boundaries of their backgrounds. Together, they explored the kingdom, visiting the poor and the downtrodden, sharing their stories, and listening with open hearts. Ilara's sensitivity, once seen as a burden, became a source of strength, guiding her in her quest to foster understanding and compassion within her realm. Leora, with her own experiences, brought a fresh perspective, reminding Ilara of the importance of resilience and hope. As seasons changed and years passed, the kingdom flourished under their shared vision of empathy and awareness. They taught others to appreciate the beauty in small details, to recognize the significance of subtle differences, and to listen to the whispers of the heart. In a world that often overlooked the delicate threads that wove lives together, Ilara and Leora became beacons of sensitivity, illuminating the path for those who dared to feel deeply. Their legacy became a testament to the power of awareness, a reminder that even the smallest details could shape the grand tapestry of existence. And so, the story of the princess and the pea transformed into a tale of connection, understanding, and the profound impact of sensitivity in a world that yearned for compassion. In the hearts of those who heard it, the message lingered on, urging them to embrace their own sensitivities and to recognize the beauty in the details that often went unnoticed. For it was in those details that the essence of life truly resided.